Hello all and welcome to our webinar on how AI helps prevent shootings before a single shot is fired. My name is Elizabeth Benefro, Director of Marketing at Omnalert, and I'm joined by Dave Frazier, our CEO. Today, I'll provide you with a very brief overview of Omnalert, and then I'll hand it off to Dave to review gun detection, provide a demonstration, and system requirements. We'll be sure to leave time at the end for questions, which can be submitted to us through the chat. For those of you unfamiliar with Omnalert, we were the first company to establish the emergency mass notification market, and we continue to be an innovation leader and the most trusted partner with over 2,500 customers across diverse industries. Since our founding in 2004, we have consistently brought new innovation to the market over the years, and we are proud to announce the recent launch of our industry's first AI-powered visual gun detection solution. Omnalert Gun Detect reliably and rapidly recognizes firearms and immediately triggers multi-channel alerts and automated predefined safety protocols. The combination of these rich capabilities provides safety teams with the broadest array of solutions spanning prevention, notification, engagement, and management. And with that, I'll pass it off to Dave to provide an overview of Gun Detect and demonstrate how AI can help shootings before a single shot is fired. Take it away, Dave.
Thank you, Elizabeth, and thank you everyone for joining us today.
Here are the basics of Gun Detect. First, Gun Detect is a visual detection system. This means it works by monitoring the video coming from a security camera system. The advantage of a visual approach is that it can provide advanced warning of a potential emergency rather than waiting until it's too late and shots have already been fired. Gun Detect uses artificial intelligence to monitor the camera feed and detect guns with a very high degree of reliability. The advantage of AI is its unwavering ability to work in real time 24/7 by 365. The AI takes a three-step approach to detection. It looks for people and guns in close proximity and whether the guns are moving in ways that guns normally move. These steps have the impact of reducing false positive detections. Finally, Gun Detect uses human-in-the-loop validation. It passes detections to your safety personnel for validation. Not every gun detected may represent a threat or warrant the same response. Your staff can make that determination and then select from a predefined response which can be executed with a single click. This approach has the advantage of coupling the reliability of AI with the decision-making of trained staff. Let's take a look at the Gun Detect system. Gun Detect is implemented as a hybrid solution with on-premises detection and cloud-based alerting. The detection component runs at your organization sites on standardized PC hardware connecting to your security camera system. The detection system integrates with the Omnalert cloud-based platform, which sends the validation alerts to a set of people designated by your organization. Validation happens on a mobile device and shows the picture of the person with the gun and the location of the camera. Once the type of situation has been identified, it's a single click to initiate the organization's emergency response plan. This approach allows a variety of responses to be predetermined to ensure the appropriate plan is executed quickly and flawlessly. This architecture combines performance with privacy. The only private information that is transmitted beyond your network is that of detection events, which are stored by Omnalert in a protected format and deleted after 30 days.
Okay, let's take a look at Gun Detect in action. What I have here is the Gun Detect desktop. There are two windows open. The top left is my webcam. It's not really realistic that a webcam would be used, but it makes a great demo vehicle, show you the way that detections actually happen. I've also got an office window, and then on the right hand side I'm actually mirroring my cell phone so you can see the notifications. So let's start with the webcam. OmniAlert's gun detect is always looking to identify people and then guns that are being held by the people and moved like guns. It's one of the ways that it reduces false positives. It's also capable of detecting other types of objects. So for instance, my cell phone here, it is annotated with a green rectangle to indicate that it's not a threat. So its gun detect is capable of recognizing many sorts of common objects that people would hold. It's also been trained to try and eliminate some false positives with things that may look like guns but are not. So this is, I guess, a water sprinkler head. So doesn't know what it is, but it knows that it's not a gun. When it comes down to guns, you'll see two different colors on the display. One will be in orange, which is the initial detection before gun detect is sure that it's actually a gun being brandished. Once it is sure, if it becomes sure, then the rectangle will change to red, and that's when the notifications will take place. So as you'll see, it starts off orange. Very quickly in this case, it went to red, and as you'll see, there's a notification sent to the mobile phone. So that is how detection happens. Let's take a look at the mobile app for a few seconds. As you can see, there's a notification comes through to the safety team. A single tap on the notifications will take you into the application where the some information is displayed around the timestamp and which camera, but main thing is this the photograph of the actual detection event. If you want to, you can zoom in on the photograph. All of the detail available from the camera is there. So it makes it very easy for the security team to actually make a determination of whether this is a true threat or not. Also, you'll see below the image here a selection of different potential responses. And this is the OmniAlert's scenario feature, which are a set of pre-programmed responses, which makes it quick and flawless to be able to execute whatever the security protocol is, depending on the different type of incident. In this case, there are three scenarios. There's one to dispatch the staff to investigate the situation further. There's a false alarm scenario, and then in this case there's an active shooter lockdown scenario. So any of these make it a single press to be able to execute the rest of the pre-planned response. In this case, I'm going to dispatch the security team. So we'll just send that dispatch, and what you'll notice is there'll be a follow-up. The response went out to everybody, in this case just to me, but a text message as well as the mobile app notification were sent in response to that. So that is the way that detection works in general. Let's go back to the phone screen. I'm going to give you more of a real life demonstration. If you turn your attention to the office camera, that is a 2K IP security camera. It'll give you a sense of what is possible and how quick the notification and detection response will work in a real life scenario. So let me just walk away through the door, and then I will enter the field of view and pull out my gun. Okay? Okay, so in this situation, we detected the gun quite quickly. Again, the notification was sent that the gun was detected on the office camera. Clicking on that will take me into the mobile app where I'm able to zoom in and see the picture, and there's the perpetrator. We're able to see that it's a handgun, and that get a fairly good representation of the perpetrator, in this case me. So it looks like we have an active shooter that we should initiate the protocol. Let's do that, and as you'll see, we'll have this follow-up notification, active shooter on campus. Finally, I captured a timeline of that example using the phone's stopwatch. Took about 3 seconds for the initial detection, then a further 4 seconds before the notifications were displayed on the mobile devices. That could happen to any number of mobile devices. Finally, it took me 53 seconds, although I was spending a lot of time in the mobile app explaining my way as I was going on. But nonetheless, the safety staff would want to examine the situation carefully before initiating any form of scenario. So in this case, it took about a minute from first sighting of the firearm to the response. And in public safety, every second counts. Gun Detect can make a real difference.
Gun Detect is a software system which runs on standard server hardware and integrates with standard camera systems. The most important requirement is that the server is equipped with a high-performance graphics processing unit. Gun Detect runs on either Ubuntu or Red Hat Enterprise Linux. The video system needs to be cameras or an NVR compliant with the ONVIF ONVIF standard, including access to RTSP video streams. The specific needs of the server depends on the number of cameras at your location. OmniAlert has designated solution experts to help walk you through requirements and setup. Setting up Gun Detect is straightforward. Once you've acquired the hardware, OmniAlert will assist you with installation, setup, and training. To integrate into the rest of the OmniAlert platform, you retrieve your access key for Gun Detect from the administration portal. Gun Detect contains a camera import tool to streamline the initial configuration and setup. We will demo that shortly. Finally, like any AI system, detection can be improved by a simple training procedure. Let's take a look at the setup process.
One of the great things about Gun Detect is how quick and easy it is to get set up and get started. The first thing to do is to enter an access key, which is the connection between the OmniAlert detection system and the rest of the platform. The next thing to do is to add cameras into the system. We provide this camera import tool that will look out on the network to find the different cameras you may have. In this case, it found 7 cameras. I'm going to add a selection of them here. Normally, perhaps you'd go ahead and add all of them. So I added those cameras. You also have the capability to add webcams. Those are useful for some of the setup purposes, as well as, of course, training. So I'm going to go ahead and add the webcam. So at this point, we have, I believe, 6 cameras in the system, and we're going to go ahead and bring up the detection system. It takes a few seconds for each camera to initially come up, so you'll see them appear on the screen as the AI is loaded for each camera. So it takes a few seconds for those to come up. Once the system is up and running, of course, it's easy to go in and customize the names for each cameras, as well as their geographical locations, so they can be passed on as part of the response. Also, it's normal for some cameras to go through a short training process in order to reduce even further the chance of false positives. That takes about 2 minutes per camera. So there we have it, from start to full detection in less than 2 minutes.
Thanks, Dave. And that wraps up our brief overview and demonstration of the industry's first AI-powered visual gun detection solution. We would now like to open it up to any questions. Please go ahead and type them in the chat.